What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to episode 2 of the Draft Journal. Talking about these prospects here in the 2025 NFL Draft. And Mr. Luther Burden, you are up to bat. We're going to give you a little bit of information about Mr. Luther Burden. We're going to give you some player comps. And we're going to show you a little bit of film of what this guy will bring to any NFL team if drafted. So, Luther Burden, let's get it.
You on deck.
Back after the intro. Welcome to the Draft Journal. All right, we are here at the Draft Journal, and we talking about Mr. Luther Burden, the third wide receiver for Mizzou, Missouri, SEC receiver. This guy was highly regarded going into this college football season, and Missouri didn't have the season that everybody thought they would have. It hurt Luther Burden in the long run. He was widely considered probably the second best receiver after Travis Hunter, and that got taken over by Mr. McMillan in episode 1. Go check out that episode talking about Mr. McMillan. And now he's being considered maybe a day 2 pick, like in round 2, high round 2, mid round 2 pick, which is still not bad with a guy of his skill set. Very elusive. Was the number 1 receiver over there with the Missouri Tigers, man. NYG, tell him a little bit about Mr. Luther Burden and what he did this past season.
All right. Oops. All right, man. Wide receiver, 6 foot. So, looking in a range to be one of those little slot guys. He has slot size, I should say, at 206, 6 foot. He had 276 receiving yards on 61 receptions. Had 6 TDs, 11.1 receiving yards per average, and he ran a 4.41 40 time. That I don't know if that is updated, but that is what I have on record. Now, I don't know, man. Like I said, he has slot size, so I'm interested to see his film because I want to see what his skill set is as far as playing in the inside or on the outside, because a lot of these smaller guys, they struggle to play on the outside per se.
Yeah. That is definitely a knock on Mr. Luther Burden, him playing on the outside. A lot of guys consider him to be a slot receiver, but he's actually the same build as a Jordan Addison. He can play on the outside. 6 foot 206 is actually pretty doggone solid for a receiver. There's a lot of guys that are smaller that play on the outside.
5'9", yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But the thing that's a knock on him is his numbers. Only 676 receiving yards on 61 catches. Had 6 touchdowns, and that 4.41 40 time is legit. That's what he ran, 4.41, I believe, at the combine. So we're going to get into the film with Mr. Luther Burden. We're going to see if he can play on the outside or not.
Outside.
So we're going to be right back. All right, this is going to be Mr. Luther Burden here in the film room. You're up the bat and already a 4th and 5. And you can see that Mr. Burden is right here in the inside, in the slot. He's right there. Going against that South Carolina defense that was actually pretty doggone impressive this year. So we're going to see what he does. All right, as you can see, he's trying to get off the line of scrimmage. They're in man coverage. Not man press, but man-to-man coverage. Hits him with a little stick move. Gets to the outside.
The outside.
throws the fade route, and he wins that battle with a one-hand catch at that. Throws the guy off, and he gets the touchdown. Now, that's what he does best, man. That dude, when it comes to yards after the catch, he's a monster, man. He's an absolute monster. You know, strong. That's sick. I'm telling you, 6 foot, 206. That's pretty strong, man. You know, beats Kilgore, has him, stacks him. Looking for the ball. Now, you would want to say that you want him to look for the ball with late eyes, but hey, you know what I'm saying? He used late hands there. That's why the defender couldn't put his arm up to hit the ball out of his hands. But that's a good play by Luther Burden right there. Puts up 6 points, one of those 6 touchdowns. All right, Luther Burden. You see him? Jet sweep. This is another thing that he brings to your team. He's a guy that you want to space. Step on, get off me. Gets to the outside and makes, look at that speed. Using that 4.41. Look at that speed. Cuts to the inside. Cuts all the way to the inside.
Okay.
Gets it all the way down the field. Running, and takes it to the end zone. That's the type of plays that this guy brings to your team, man. He's an exciting player. You can use them jet sweeps. You can use them in multifaceted ways. As you can see here, gets out the line of scrimmage. Quarterback steps in the pocket. Good pocket awareness right there. Waving them, throws it deep, gets himself. Look at that. Look at the ball skills on that one. That was pretty good. Throws it behind him in the sun, pushes off, gets the ball.
I'm about to say, did he get away with a little push off there?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. The
kid just makes plays, man. He makes plays. Look at that. Wasn't that much of a push out, man. You gotta give him that. That's 6 points. All right. Motion. Still in the slot, even though he's the outside receiver. Double move. Uses that.
That's a good route.
That DB is cooked.
Cooked food right there.
Create separation.
Now he can get separation.
Yeah, he gets separation.
Yeah, he ain't got no problem with that.
Know what I'm saying? You got to respect the speed. Bite on that out route. Nice way to turn your head, thinking that you're gonna get the ball, and turns it up on him, and the DB is cooked. When you see those DBs with those flailing arms, that's a touchdown, man. Good play right there by Luther Burden. You know, he's putting them all over the field. All right, as you can see, he gets quick to the outside. Look at that. Turns to the inside. And makes a cut. Look at the strength. I'm telling you. I think this guy, if you put him in the right system where he can, float and be around in open space, yep. Nice little pick route there. He gets the ball, catches the ball. Is never over. Luther Burden gets the ball in his hand.
Nice spin move too.
Never over.
Way to dip back to the inside too.
That's a fact. It is never over when he has the ball in his hands. As you can see, and the quarterback just throwing that down the field. Can he go up and get it? A nice catch. And almost stayed in bounds. So, I think this guy's a playmaker, man. You have certain guys that are just a playmaker. No matter where you put them at on the field, if you look, he started from the backfield on this play, caught the ball, and the play is never over when he catches the ball. Look at that. Going between all those people. Stiff arm. Stiff arm that guy. Broke tackle. Almost got it in there, man. I'm telling you. This is a guy that turns 5-yard passes into 40-yard plays and sometimes touchdowns, man. So this guy was an exciting player. Unfortunately, the season didn't start off or ended the way that they wanted them to start. And this guy, man, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's just electric, man. Look at the speed. Outrunning angles. This is the type of guy you want in space when he catches the ball, man. So this is Luther Burden. Just a little bit of what Luther Burden can bring to the table, man. Hey,
little teensy-wincy bit.
Yeah. You want the full breakdown on guys like Luther Burden, go to the Patreon, the Aboriginal Sports Patreon, man, and you'll get the full breakdown of guys like Luther Burden. Man, look at that back shoulder catch he just made there. hey, this is enough for the film room with Mr. Luther Burden. Let's get back to the show and wrap this up, man. So that was Mr. Luther Burden from the Missouri Tigers, man. Hey, look, he didn't have the season that he wanted, but the film don't lie, man. This guy's an exciting player. He definitely can make any team that he gets drafted by just a little bit better as far as getting your explosive plays up, man. And my comp for this guy, he's like a slot receiver of like Jordan Addison. I believe if you put him on the field and you put him with some good route running technicians, he can actually go out there and make you pay. And he might be a slider frame Deebo Samuel type player. He's one of those type players, any of those type players that you have a comp where they just get in space and makes things happen, man. He's that type of player. Now, is that worthy of a first round pick? In my eyes, if you're a team that needs that guy that can get yards after the catch, and he's that added piece, yes. I don't believe he's a number one receiver, not by a long shot, but I do believe he's that receiver that can make things happen as far as being in the slot, getting those catches, and, you know, just making the defense pay and have them in open field hell. So who you say open? Yeah, open. This guy reminds you of.
I mean, I don't know about the Addison comp. I guess if you feel like he's more of a gadget type-ish player. I mean, with Deebo, like with a Deebo Samuel type, I don't know. Can he be like a true slot receiver? You know, like a Sterling Shepard, for say, you know, or somebody like that. So that's how I would want to build on his route running, because I seen dude run some nasty routes like Cook. So I would want to build on that. And yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just biased sometimes. I don't really like the gadgety stuff in the NFL, man. Just let these guys go out there, run down the field, catch the football. So
well, I think a team that he would actually do pretty well on, to be honest with you, is somebody like the Lions. I think he would be a perfect fit for the Lions. You know, the Chiefs would be able to use him because they love those type receivers. And I'm gonna say a surprise team, man. Right there at the top of the second round. I wouldn't mind the Giants drafting him in the second round to replace Wan'Dale Robinson in that slot. I wouldn't mind it if they did go that route. I wouldn't mind it. But what's some of the teams that you think that he could fit on that will actually, you know, benefit him as a player?
About the Packers. I like the Packers. I feel like you need somebody to get him the ball. Throw him the ball. Jordan Love's going to throw him the ball out there with the Packers. You see a quarterback like that. The Chargers kind of got Bengals, maybe not. So, yeah, I would go with the Packers. I think that's a solid team right there.
You said a perfect team, the Bengals.
The Bengals. Now
they got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase locked up. If they
that's overkill though. God, man.
But you gotta think they had Boyd with them at 1 point too.
That's true.
And he can actually fill that void that they missed with Boyd right there.
I just think he would be good with a quarterback that
gets the ball out quick, that has a quick processor, and you know, and they know how to use his ability. So any team that could use that scat back type ability with their receivers, he would definitely be a force. But if he went to the Bengals, that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
I was scared to say that. That's why I was like, that's overkill, bro. That's
a huge
fair.
Problem. But hey, this has been episode 2 of the Draft Journal. Mr. Luther Burden, man. Glad to look at a couple of things on Mr. Luther Burden. Considered a first round pick at the beginning of the season, but maybe be a second or third. I don't think he reaches the third, but he may be, you know, top of the second, mid-second round.
Second round. That dude's going in the second round.
He's going in the second round.
What I've seen, that's a second round prospect easily.
That's Mr. Luther Burden. And like I told you guys earlier, if you want full film reviews with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk with NYG, man, go over to the Aboriginal Sports Network Patreon to get full coverage and full film reviews of these players that we are talking about here in the Draft Journal. But until the next episode of the Draft Journal with yours truly, Big Pat Sports Talk, NYG, and Popular Opinion Sports, right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Y'all know what it is, man. Peace. Welcome to the Draft Journal.